Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome to another Scripture Art Journal video. Now this week's scripture means so much to me, and oh my goodness, I wish I could spend hours explaining to you what has happened to me, but I can't because it literally would take hours. But the scripture for this week is 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." My mother has tried to teach me the scripture for as long as I can remember. And I mean, when I say try to teach it, she's tried to help me through my anxiety by using this scripture over and over and over again. This has been the scripture she has used. And it was so interesting to me because if you follow Facebook and Hide His Word in My Heart, you will have had an opportunity to read this. Look how long this is. This is why I don't have time to do this in this video, but this is my testimony from last Sunday, and I'm going to say this to you, and you can take this as you wish, but it is absolutely what has happened when I was healed from my anxiety. And I mean healed, gone, no more. It is out of here. And God used a sweet, precious woman in my church, and she was obedient and did what He asked her to do, and I received healing at an altar last Sunday in our church, and I'm so thankful for that. It's just been... It's amazing to have no anxiety. Like, I've had this week of normalcy, which is so weird for me because I can't remember the last time I lived life without anxiety. And it's interesting because it doesn't mean that Satan doesn't still try. Like, that's what's so funny. I think people, well, it's not really funny, but I think that I don't want to come across as, oh, I never get attacked anymore. No. That's not the case. The difference is when I do get attacked, my reaction is different. I say, nope, I don't do that anymore. I don't have anxiety like that anymore. That's not who I am. And I remind myself, instead of somebody else having to remind me, that if the worst thing was to happen in life, I would still be with my Father in heaven. And I don't know what it is, but suddenly that is so real to me. And I just know that I received healing. So this week's verse, which I don't pick these verses every week. I picked them ahead of time. And this just happens to be the one for this week, which is even more confirmation for me. Because God didn't give me that spirit I was dealing with. And so I had to accept His healing. And I'm so glad I did. But let me tell you, I will link this below. If you have not read this, it is posted on my Facebook page. If you are not a Facebook reader or user, I will do everything I can to link this in the description. But it is so long, I'm not sure I can do that. But unfortunately, my website is down because it got hacked and it was very terrible stuff on it. So I took my website down. But when my website is back, I will post this for you guys to read. I will do my best to get this where you can read it. And when I do, I will make sure that I let you guys know that it's there. Now, I will try this. If you really want to read this and you don't have any other way to see it through social media or either linking it below, if you will contact me through my email, which is linked below, I will mail this to you or I will email it to you. I will gladly email this to you because I would love for you to be able to see it. So please contact me if you don't have those other options for reading it. I will email it to you for sure. Okay? All right, let's get started. So this is what we're going to do. I made this little like policy envelope. You guys probably know how to do these. If you don't, let me know and I'll show you in a video how. But they're not really hard. It's just scored paper and you get this little policy envelope type thing. And I printed the verse out on my computer. And I want to put it here on the bottom of this envelope. And this will all make sense as we get going. Gosh, I do say that a lot. Somebody told me I do. But I really do. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down pretty close because I want it to fit on that envelope that I created, so I'm going to cut it pretty close. And this week it's going to be different. I'm telling you, life is different. My mindset is different, and I'm not telling you I haven't had bad things happen. Bad things still happen. I'm dealing with them differently. And I know it takes time to get to this point in your life. If you deal with anxiety, please don't think that I got to this point overnight or that God sees me as special. He doesn't. It just may not be the time in your life for you to receive healing, but He always has it for us. The next thing I'm going to do, I don't know if I want to ink this or not. I kind of do and I kind of don't. I'm not going to ink it. I don't want to. I look at it and I just don't want to. But I am going to round these corners with a corner rounder. This is a 1/2 inch corner rounder. So get this in here. And if you're not familiar with the struggle that I had with anxiety, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. I also had agoraphobia and panic disorder, where I had panic attacks that were so bad that sometimes I ended up in the emergency room with them, like multiple times. And the last time I was in the emergency room, the physician who saw me was a Christian, and he started quoting scripture to me, which I thought, and he didn't know, he didn't have any idea that I was a believer. And when he did that, my mom was with me, and we started to cry just instantly. And I knew that I needed to do exactly what he told me to do, which was to go see a doctor, which was the best thing I did. I'm telling you, seeing the doctor made all the difference in the world, because I was able to get medicine to get myself through the anxiety till I could get to the point where I could just meet God and handle it, you know, because you can't get through stuff on your own all the time. You need that medicine. I believe in the medicine. I believe in the doctors, and I'm thankful for having them in my life. Now, this is a 8 1/4 by 11, by 10 3/4 piece of paper. And this is going to be the background in my scripture album. And so I'm going to put this here just like so. And I can't decide how I want to close this. I can't decide. I'm not sure if I even want to close it, because I feel like closing it kind of seals it up. I kind of like the idea of it being open, so when I open the book, it opens up for me. I'm going to tape this down to my page here. Let me find my adhesive. Ooh, my room is a mess, y'all. My craft room is a mess. I have been doing so much work. And I've felt very creative this week, as you can imagine. So I haven't felt very tidy. I haven't cleaned my room very well, and I've got to do it because I can hardly stand it. If you came to my house now and saw it, you would not be so impressed with it. I have leftover projects all over the place. So we're going to stick this guy down to this page, just like so. Now you might be wondering why I chose to do this envelope. Well, in this envelope, I'm going to put my testimony from what happened to me. I'm going to fold this and place it inside this envelope, which I'm afraid may be a little bit too big, and it is. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off, just a tiny bit. Now, if you made an envelope, you could allow for this and not have to cut any off, but I didn't think about it when I made the envelope. I just created it. I'm going to trim it off of both sides, and I'm just taking like 1/4 inch off to make it fit in there. I just feel like this is going to be important. You know, I hope that my children will want my scripture album. And I feel like this particular story, this situation in my life, this instance that happened, I feel like this will be important for them to read in years to come. And what a great way for them to be able to get to that and reflect on it. And I challenge you guys to do this. It doesn't have to be a testimony where you received healing. But imagine if you had a story, I don't like to say story because story's not it. Imagine if you had a testimony where God did something for you and brought you through something, and you want your kids to know, look what God did for me, and He can do that for you too. So this is going to go right into my journal, and I want to see if it's going to close well. I think it is. It's a little close, but let's add some adhesive to the back. And I'm really excited for this, and I want you to know, if you are a member of my YouTube family, if you're on my Hide His Word in My Heart family on Facebook, I prayed for you today. I felt led to go to the altar for you guys. When I shared this testimony on Facebook, so many of you told me the struggles you go through and the things that you face. And I just remember thinking, you know, God, if you can do this for me, you can do it for them. And I just want to lift them up to you. So today I went to the altar and I prayed for you. And I hope you felt that. And I hope you know that I do that often. But today I literally took you to the altar in my church with me. And it was so wonderful to get to kneel down and pray just for you guys. It was fantastic. And of course I ask that you guys pray for me whenever you have a moment or can remember me and my family. You know, you always need prayer from someone who loves you and means it, and I feel the love from you guys so much. Oh my goodness. I wish I had the time to share with you all the emails and the text messages and the Facebook messages that I get from you guys telling me about your life and what you go through, and it's so special to me to get that. So please don't stop. It means so much because I get to tell Vince, I'll read things to him and go, listen to this. And it's so uplifting to us because most of you guys will say, but God's brought me out of this and He'll bring me out of it. You know, He's brought me through before and He'll do it again, because He will. That's a song that a friend of mine sings called He'll Do It Again. Ugh, I love when she sings that song because we all need to be reminded of that. Now, this looks super cute, but it feels unfinished with this big pocket. So maybe I'm going to put something on here. Let me look and see what I've got and we'll put something right there. This is simple, but it's really cute. It's a little silver key. I think that'll be cute there just to kind of be like it's a special little piece that's locked in there for me. And I'm going to take my bone folder and really crease this down so that hopefully it won't pop up quite as much. I love that. Y'all, this may be a simple page to most people, but this is probably the most long-suffering page I've ever done to get to this point to where I could say, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. And I know that because of what's written on the pages inside this pocket. Guys, I appreciate you so much for coming on this journey with me. And I love seeing what God has for us each week. It's always something new and something fresh. So be sure to let me know if you can't read this through Facebook. I probably won't be able to link this below because it's so much. But I will email you the testimony if you're interested. So please don't hesitate to ask me. I will email it to you in a document form so you can read it. I love you guys so much. Know that I'm thinking about you and praying for you. And until next week when we get together for our Scripture Art Journal, I will see you then. Don't forget to head over to Facebook, Hide His Word in My Heart group, and join so you can be part of it. The links for everything is below. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.